Hey there guys, welcome to the video. My name is Pushpinder Gill, and in this video we're going to be talking about time and work distribution, right? So let's go ahead and get started, guys. Now, we've seen a lot of videos on time and work, and I haven't touched this concept so far. That is, how do you distribute money to people based on their efficiencies, right? So let's suppose if I just start with a simple example. Let's suppose I want to start with this example. Let's suppose there's this person A, right? And this person A can actually do a job in 10 days. Fine, so person A can actually do a job in 10 days. And then there's this person B. Person B can actually do a job in, let's say, 20 days, right? And I say I want to distribute, let's say, $200, or let's say $60. I want to distribute $60 to both of them if both of them together finish the job together. Now what you're going to do is, as you've seen the previous videos, you're going to assume the work to be, let's say, of 20 units. Let's say that the work is of 20 units. If the work is of 20 units, that means if A finishes 20 units in 10 days, that means every day he's going to be finishing 2 units. That's 2 units per day. And B is going to be finishing 1 unit per day, right? So A is going to be finishing 2 units per day and B is going to be finishing 1 unit per day. Now again, if you have to distribute money, so the ratio in which the money gets distributed, the ratio of money distribution, is actually equal to, so the ratio of money distribution is actually equal to, let's say it's either directly proportional to the number of units that they finish, or it's inversely proportional to the time that they take. So the ratio of money distribution is either directly proportional to the number of units that they finish, or it's inversely proportional to the time that they take. Let's suppose, for example, if I have to distribute $60 to A and B, who's going to be getting more money? Obviously, A is going to be getting more money. Why is that? Because A is faster, A is more efficient. That means in here, the ratio of money distribution would either be inversely proportional to the time. That means if A takes 10 days and B takes 20 days to finish the job, then A and B are going to get the money in 1/10 ratio 1/20. Or if A finishes 2 units every day, B finish 1 unit every day, that means they're going to get the money in 2:1. I'm going to repeat that again. If A takes 10 days to finish the job and B takes 20 days to finish the job, that means if they have to get $60, the ratio in which those $60 would be distributed, it's going to be 1/10 ratio 1/20, or the ratio in which A and B get the money is going to be or either 2/2. So this is with respect to the time taken, and this is with respect to the number of units finished. So sometimes either of them, this is kind of a quick method if it's just like a simple question. However, if it's a difficult question, then I will recommend you to follow this technique. Let's say, for example, I say that A can do a job in 10 days, B can do a job in 20 days, C can do a job in 30 days. So if together they finish the work, in what ratio will the money be distributed? So the ratio in which the money would be distributed would either be, if I have to find the ratio of A ratio B ratio C, it will either be 1/10 ratio 1/20 ratio 1/30, or the better way to find the ratio is actually to assume, let's suppose that the work is of 60 units, right? Something that you've already know from the previous videos, that we assume the work. So let's suppose that the work is of 60 units. That means this is going to be 6, this is going to be 3, and this is going to be 2. That means the money would be distributed in 6:3:2. So hope you're able to understand what I'm trying to say here. Let's go ahead and do a question on this. All right. So this question says that A alone can do a job in 6 days. So A can do a job in 6 days. B can do a job in 8 days. So A and B undertook the job and did it for 3,200. With the help of C, they completed the work in 3 days. So there was C involved, and with the help of C, they actually completed the work in 3 days. So this is time. Now something that you know, that work done is equal to rate into time. So I'm going to assume the work to be, let's say, of something, preferably the LCM of these numbers. I'm going to assume the work to be of 24 units. If the work is of 24 units, then this is going to be 4, because 6 times 4 is 24. This is going to be 3, and this is going to be 8. So this is 4 and 3. Together A and B are finishing 7 units, but together they're all finishing A plus B plus C is actually equal to 8 units. That means C would be finishing 1 unit every day, and that means this is going to be 24. So that means the ratio in which the money would be distributed would be 4:3:1. So all you do is just take out the ratio of number of units that they finish every hour, or total number of units that they have finished, right? Because even they're all working for 3 hours together. So that means they're all finishing. So A has finished 12 units, B has finished 9 units, C has finished 3 units, which is equivalent to 4:3:1. So now the question says with the complete, how much is to be paid to C? So C will get one part out of 4 plus 3 plus 1 of 3200. That is what C will get. That means that is equal to 1 over 4 plus 3, which is 7 plus 8 into 3200. That means C will get $400. Fine. So I hope you're able to understand my point here, guys. That's very easy. All you have to do is just take the ratio back in there, and just I'll actually give you the answer. Now let's say, for example, if you have this question, it says that X can do a job in 15 days, Y can do it alone in 10 days, X and Y took the job to do it for 720. With the help of Z, they finished the job in 5 days. So with the help of Z, they actually finished the job in 5 days. So this is the time. What we're going to do is we're going to assume the work. Let's say that the work is of 60 units. Just picked up a number. No need to have a big deal about it. You can pick 30 also. That's fine. So 15 times 4 is 60. 10 times 6 is 60. 5 times 12 is 60. If this is 4, this is 6, this is 12. This is going to be 2 because 6 plus 4 plus 2 has to be 12. That means the number of the ratio in which X, Y, and Z will get money, it's 4:6:2. It divide by 2 throughout, I'll actually get 2:3:1. And the question is asking how much is to be paid to Z. So Z would be paid 1 out of 2 plus 3 plus 1 of 720, which is actually equal to 1 over 3, 4, 5, 6 of 720, which is actually going to be equal to $120. So that is going to be my answer, which is $120. So I hope you're able to understand what I'm trying to say here, guys. It was very easy. What we did was, I'm just going to show you again. What I did was that I just, first of all, it was a simple time and work problem. I assumed the work to be equal to 60 units. So I assumed the work to be equal to 60 units. This is 4, this is 6, and X plus Y plus Z. Together they finished the job in 5 days. That means this is 12, which means this has to be 2. That means X, Y, and Z got the money in 4:6:2, and I divided the whole ratio by 2. I got 2:3:1. And the question is asking how much is to be paid to Z. So Z will get one part out of these many parts, and that was actually equal to $120. So I hope you're able to understand my point here, guys. Now, I'm actually going to choose a question which is going to be a little different. The difference is that what if the things are not identical? You know, what if all the people don't work together every day? Let's go ahead and see this question here. So this question here says that A alone can do a job in 6 days and B alone can do it in 8 days. So A alone can do a job in 6 days, and I'm sorry about that. Let me get a white colored pen. Okay, so A alone can do a job in 6 days and B alone can do a job in 8 days. And A and B worked alone for 2 days, and then C joined and they finished the job in another 1 day. Now what's the difference between this question and the previous question? Now here what is happening is that C, A and B, they're all not working together every day. They're actually working on different days. Then what are you going to do? Then what you're going to do is you're actually going to find the total number of units, finished by A, B, and C. So you're going to find the total number of units finished by A, B, and C. And the ratio of that will actually give you the ratio of money distribution. Now A has done a job in 6 days and B has done a job in 8 days. Now let me say that this is the time, and let me say that the total work is of 24 units. So the total work is of 24 units. So A's rate is going to be equal to 4 and B's rate is going to be equal to 3. Now A and B together A and B together, whose rate is 7, that is 4 plus 3, 7, worked for 2 days. So they actually worked for 2 days. That means the total work that they finished is 2 times 7, that is actually equal to 14. So 14 is the total work finished. How much is the work remaining? The remaining work is actually equal to 24 minus 14, which is 10, because 24 were the total number of units to be finished and 14 were the number of units already finished. That means the remaining work is 10. And who finished these 10 units? A, B, and C. So A, B, and C together finished the 10 units in one day. That means the rate of A plus the rate of B plus the rate of C is actually equal to 10. And you already know the rate of A plus B is equal to 7. If rate of A plus B is equal to 7, that means that the rate of C is actually equal to 10 minus 7, which is equal to 3. Now what you have to do is, you have to say, okay, A worked for how many days? A worked for 2 days here and 1 day here. So A worked for total of 3 days and A's rate is 4. A's rate is 4. So A finished a total of 12 units. B worked for how many days? B worked for 3 days, because B worked for 2 days here and a 1 day here. That means that B's rate is 3. That means B finished 9 units. And C worked for 1 day alone, and C had finished how many units? C had finished 3 units, because that's what C's rate is. That means he has finished 3 units. And if you add it up, it'll actually come out to total 24 units. That means the money is going to be distributed in the number of units that they finish. That is going to be 12 ratio 9 ratio 3. And if I divide the whole thing by 3, that's going to be 4 ratio 3 ratio 1. So the question is asking what is C's share. So C is going to be getting 1 out of 4 plus 3, 7 plus 1, 8 out of 3200. That means C is going to receive $400. So I hope you're able to understand what I'm trying to say here, guys. I'll repeat once again. A can do a job in 6 days, B can do a job in 8 days. I assume the work to be of 24 units. And A finished 4 units every day, B finished 3 units every day. Together they finished 7 units every day. In 2 days they finished 14 units. 10 units are remaining because they're a total of 24 units. And A, B, and C together finished 10 units in 1 day. That means if A, B, and C together can finish 10 units in 1 day and A and B can finish 7 units in 1 day, that means C can finish 3 units in 1 day. Then we find the total number of units finished by each person. So A worked for how many days? A worked for 3 days and A's rate was 4. That means A finished 12 units. B worked for 3 days and B has a rate of 3. That means B finished 9 units. A's rate is actually equal to 3 and A worked for 1 day. That means A's rate is 1 unit. That means A finished 3 units. And so the money would actually be divided in the number of units that they finished. So 12 ratio 9 ratio 3, which is 4 ratio 3 ratio 1. What's I divided by 3? That means C is going to receive 1 out of 8 of each share. That means C is going to receive $400. So I hope you're able to understand what I'm trying to say here, guys. That was it about the number of units. So I hope you're able to understand what I'm trying to say here, guys. So thank you very much for watching this video. And I hope you understood. I'll just give you a summary of it. The summary is very, very easy. It's that the more the number of units you finish, the more the money you get. Simple as that, right? So you just find that how many units of work is being finished by every person, and that is how the money is going to be divided. So I'll actually suggest you to practice a lot on this. You'll find a lot of practice questions online. So just make sure that you give us your valuable like on this Facebook page, explore our website, and give us your valuable feedback on this email address. So thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.